Hey everybody. I just wanted to quickly show you how to transfer the image for the chapel onto your canvas if you do not have transfer paper. So one of the easiest ways would be to print it out and just flip it over, grab your pencil, trace thickly over the lines. You can see them, right? Over the lines that you can see, and then flip it over again and trace, and your lines will move onto your paper. Now, if you do not have access to a printer, or you don't have you have like no time to run and get to the printer, this is another pretty easy way to do this. Now, I usually paint in my mixed media painting pads because I just run out of room for canvas. So my first step is I just tape it off, like my boundaries, right? So I know not to paint over that. So I'm just gonna paint that, and it also helps to protect the other pages so that my paint's not leaking all over the place. I also tape, like, if my small mixed media, and I tape my art journal when I work in that. Okay. Alexa? All right. So first thing, so this is all going to be eyeballing so that you understand how I'm doing this. So let's pretend that this is the screen. Let's pretend you cannot fold or do anything with this, right? It's on the screen. Okay, what do I do with that? Usually, if it's on your phone or on your computer, you can do like the edit for the picture. You can edit your picture. So if you get there and you can draw lines on that, that would be super duper helpful, because you can just grab like a bright color, whatever bright color you want. Okay, and let's find the middle of our image. So I'm gonna just go and draw the line from corner to corner like this, and this is my center, right? Okay, and then I'm gonna draw a line across like so, and then I'm gonna draw the line like that. So as you can see, this is a little bit off center. You can change that. You can put it on center, off center, whatever you like. Okay, so this is off center, but it's still pretty symmetrical, right? So we're gonna kind of maybe grab a different color. I'm gonna grab a different color so that you guys can see what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. Here, let's try this. Let's try this maybe. And so now I'm gonna do the kind of symmetry line for myself to know what's happening. Okay, so this is my symmetry line. This is the center of my chapel. All right, and then I'm going to look and see how my walls are going up. So if I extend this wall, I'm exaggerating a little bit, and if I extend this wall over here, you will see that this is what's called perspective. So they coming in at an angle, like a triangle a little bit, right? And so when these lines meet, eventually that's called the vanishing point. But all we need to know right now is that everything goes into that vanishing point. So we need to keep it in mind and make sure that all of these lines over here they're all going to meet in that at that point. Okay, I hope I'm making this understandable. Okay, so I'm trying to think what would be the easiest way to recreate this, and I'm still thinking that doing a finding your center and symmetrical point would be the easiest. So I want my chapel to be a little bit off center. So I'm going to put my, so here's my center. If I draw my lines corner to corner, right, and that's good enough. They are very light. This is good enough. So this is my center, center of my canvas or my painting surface. This is my center. This is my guidelines. Use very light strokes. Do not push your pencil so hard that you won't be able to erase it later. Okay, very light strokes. And it looks like the center is off a little bit over here to this way. So I'm just gonna, you know, this is my kind of symmetry point. Okay, and then let's see, what else do I need? I need this line and this line to help me guide the whole chapel up into the sky. So I'm going to start below over here. Can you see it? Right here. I'm gonna leave some space. Okay, hold on. It needs to be symmetrical. Okay, so my symmetry point here, I'm gonna just go like this, and this is the kind of length of my pencil, so I'm just gonna go with that over here. Okay, do not, never mind this line over here. Okay, and then it gets a little bit closer to the center. So I'm gonna erase this middle line because it throws me off, and I suggest you do the same. We don't need it anymore. What we need is the symmetrical line. Okay. Okay, so here is this. Yes. And so now I need to see where my walls over here, like they need to go up at an angle. Okay. So here's my symmetry. Here would be my wall if it went straight up, and halfway is going to be my vanishing point. Oh, let's do it this way so it's symmetrical, right? So keep it symmetrical and draw this line super light. Just draw this line over here. Here, and then here, over here. You can use the ruler if you need to, okay? I just noticed that if I use the ruler, I push the pencil very hard on my paper, and I'm just trying to make a sketch. I'm not trying to make anything crazy. Okay, so here we go. Let me see. Here's my symmetry line. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm in the camera frame, that you can see everything. Okay. So my next step is going to be this little piece right here. And it's just a trapezoid. So I'm just going to go. And you see how it ends like pretty much halfway through. So this is going to be somewhere here for the bottom, and then the top is going to be somewhere here. I'm going to connect it. I don't know what this part is called, really. I would love to know these things, but I just do not know. And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe a little bit closer this way, just to make it more symmetrical. Yep. Okay. And now this entrance goes about 2/3 of the way to the roof. So here we go, our thirds. So here's my kind of rounded entrance. At least that's what I call it. It's a rounded entrance. Go a couple times over it until you get the lines where you want them. Okay, this guy over here, halfway through here, has a roof. something like that. Okay, then we have these guys over here, so we need to make sure that it's all vanishing points, right? So it's going at an angle like this. That's probably too much. Like that. Oh, I think I'm missing one line over here, dude. Or maybe not. Okay, so I'm just gonna add it. And this roof is a little bit up higher, so I'm just gonna bring this up higher and up higher. Give it the roof. And then this guy goes up higher. Give it the roof. Something like that. Yeah. And then we have like these, like a something connection, right? Like a bell tower. Connect that. This is our wall. And another wall. Okay. And then from this little piece, this is where the other roof is coming. The lower roof is coming from here. So I'm gonna make it a little bit less steep. And it just goes here and here. Yeah. And now we're gonna finish building this up. So these lines almost match over here. See, this one and this one, they almost match. So I'm just gonna continue with the center line over here. And then I'm gonna add this little window that we have. And roof. And then this goes up a little bit higher. So see over here also another point. See, the roof connections over here are lower than this little angle roof over here. So it kind of makes sense to notice. So this roof will be over here, coming from here. Go down. Just like that, and then there is the cross. Okay, and so now if I am worried that I really need my lines to show and I want to make sure that I can see everything, I'm gonna grab a fine Sharpie, not thick Sharpie. And I'm just gonna go real quick over my lines to just remind me where they are. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to have enough ink on there for me to see where to paint. In the thin marker, most of the acrylic paints would cover the fine marker, the fine Sharpie, but if you do this with like a regular Sharpie, you might have trouble covering it up with paint. Okay, and so now I'm just grabbing my eraser and let's see, here we go. All right, so you get the point. I'll finish erasing later because now I need to upload this into our guides so that you guys can see how to do this. I'll just finish erasing, and tonight I will start with this. Okay, all right, see you when we paint.